What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So if you guys have been following along, you know that we have the super cheap turbo Civic that we put together. We built the cheapest possible turbo kit. We ended up building an engine for it on the super low budget, and it's worked out really good, and we've had an absolute blast with that car. So we figured it'd be time to take a step in the other direction and find the cheapest supercharged car that we could on Facebook Marketplace. So that's what we're going to be going to look at today. But before we can head out, we need to get the trailer hooked up to the truck, get that thing all situated and ready to go. So let's get through the intro and jump right into today's video. So now that we've gotten through the intro, we can hook the truck up to the trailer and go take a look at our new car. But before we do, the people over at BOLTLOCK reached out to us and wanted us to try a few things out. So I've got them laid out right here behind us. And today, since we need to use the car trailer anyways, it's a great time to put this stuff to the test. So let's get this stuff opened up. I'll show you guys how it works and then we'll try it out. So like I mentioned, BOLTLOCK reached out to us and wanted us to try out a few different things that they offer. And as you guys can see, for the longest time, we've been running one of these B&W flippable hitches. It's a very nice piece, it's very heavy, and it's actually pretty expensive. So we want to keep this thing protected so that we don't have to worry about anybody walking off with it. Really excited to try some of this stuff out. As you guys can see, we have got one of their lockable pins to lock the hitch to the truck. We've also got one that will lock on to the neck of the trailer to keep the trailer nice and safe. And then a second layer of protection here. We also have one that will lock through the trailer so that even if they get one of these off, they still have to contend with the other one. Now they also decided to send us a lock cylinder that will work on many different toolbox locks. So this is more of a generic fit. It is the lock cylinder itself. So super cool that we got that along with all this other stuff. Now the best part about this is that you don't need to fumble around with a whole bunch of different keys. We'll be able to pair this and link it right to our ignition key. So once we mate these two together or pair them together, the only key that you're going to need to unlock all of this stuff is the actual ignition key for your truck, which is much nicer because now you're not fumbling around with a whole bunch of different keys. So let's go ahead, get these things opened up. We'll get our key paired to them, mated to it, and we'll give this stuff a shot. So we've got the lock cylinder itself right here. Nice little weatherproof lock cover. Seems to be a really nice little piece, pretty hefty. Same with the pin, pretty hefty. I've got the ignition key from my GMC right here. Now these things are make specific. As you can see, this one will fit a Chevy, Cadillac, Buick, and GMC, which is the one that we need. If you have a Ford, you're going to need a different one, but it looks pretty simple to do here. So we're just going to go ahead, open this thing up. I believe it says to peel the lock seal off. We're going to insert the key fully once we get this out of our way. Just like so. Then we can insert the key fully. So make sure that we go all the way in with that thing. And then we're going to rotate the key clockwise until it stops. Feels like it stopped to me. And now it should be coded to our key. We can slide our pin in. Just like so. Now we don't even need the key for this part. But you just slide it on till it clicks. Now it's not going anywhere, and then just simply use your engine key, your ignition key. Boom, take it off. You can pop your pin out if you need it. So as you guys can see, now that we've backed up to the trailer, we've got to get it unlocked so we can hook it up. And I've been using a padlock. You got to fumble through all these keys, figure out which one it is. I think it's this one. All right, we got lucky today. Now we can lower the trailer down, and I'll show you guys the new lock. So we lock that in place, and we can simply throw this through here. Throw this on here using our ignition key. And now it's locked. So we can get this thing hooked up. We'll pull it out and go get this car. All right, so we're all hooked up. The trailer's good to go. We're gonna get on the road and go take a look at this new super cheap car that we found. We're about 5 minutes out from looking at this car. Hopefully everything goes good. We can get it thrown up on the trailer, bring this thing home so you guys can check it out. I probably won't film too much there just to respect this guy's privacy, his house and everything like that. But we'll take a look at this thing and I'll let you guys know how we make out. Well, there she is, guys. The cheapest supercharged car you can buy on Facebook Marketplace. I'm actually way more excited for this thing than I should be, but let's get this thing loaded up on the trailer so we can get it home. Then I'll take you guys for a ride to check this thing out. It's actually super cool, and for its age, it's really clean. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this thing. So let's get it loaded up and get this thing home. Come on. All right, hold it right there for a second. She a thick girl. All right, so when you're coming up, very minimal adjustment. Like if you know what I mean? I'm just worried about that front lip. Nope, other way. There you go. Straight. Stop. Yep, follow it up. You're good. You got plenty of room. Keep going. Keep going. That's good. All right, let's get this thing strapped down. All right, guys, so we just got back to the house with our new purchase. I'm actually way too excited for this thing. We've got some pretty cool ideas with it, so make sure to stick around to see what we do with this thing. But for now, let's get it off the trailer and go take it for its first ride and see how this supercharger sounds. All right, now go real slow up here because we're gonna scrape the lip. You got a little ways though, you can go. I'm wondering if I should grab a board. Dude, the back of the car almost just scraped the ground. That's how low it was back there. Easy, easy, easy. I think you're good. Go slow. Oof. Hold on. Go. All right, let's start this thing up and go take it for its first drive. Shoo, buddy. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's got heads-up display. We do not have a boost gauge, which is interesting. How many miles? 136,000 miles on this gem. Ooh, gauge info. Ooh, oil pressure, normal, 65 PSI. Coolant temp, 172, normal. Battery status, normal. Oil life, 77%. Tire pressure, normal. No boost gauge. I was really hoping for a boost gauge, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. And then one thing I'm gonna show you guys, and we'll take it for a ride. So I'm sure you've probably seen this. If you watched any videos on these cars, I'm sure you've seen this, but it's still mind-blowing to me. It's so cool. When I hit the button here, watch the volume knob right there. Let's turn the radio on.
A young age. I just think...
Isn't that so cool? So dumb, but so cool. And it still feels like a normal knob. It's so weird. Okay, let's go drive this thing. This is gonna be the first time we've driven this thing over like 10 miles an hour. We were too excited about it. We just said we'll take it. So let's hope for the best here. Dude, so much better than the Crown Vic. I know you guys can't see anything but the lights right now. Let's get it rolling and then we'll jump on it. Might downshift. No way.
That was pretty sick.
This thing rips for what it is. It's so old, man. It's hilarious, dude. I love this thing already, dude. So you can't really hear the supercharger at all. So we're definitely gonna have to change that. Maybe a little bit of belt slip there. So we can throw a good old Gates green belt on here if they make one for it. But other than that, this thing runs really good for what it is. I can't wait to see what we end up doing with this thing. I definitely have some good ideas. Between me and Dylan, we have a bunch of ideas for this thing. So make sure to stick around for that. And if you guys have any ideas, make sure to let us know down in the comments below. I do try to go through and read every comment, and I really appreciate all the comments because it helps the YouTube algorithm, and I appreciate all of your guys' support. But we're gonna head back to the house with this thing, and then I will pop the hood so that you guys can take a look under it and see what we're working with here. I'm super excited about this thing. I hope you guys are too, and I hope you're excited to see what we end up doing with this thing. Like I said, we definitely have some fun ideas for it. So let's head back to the house, we'll pop the hood and give you guys a look. All right guys, so now that it's the next day and we have a little bit of sunlight left, let's go take this thing for another quick drive so that we can actually see what we're doing, and then we'll come back and I'll show you guys a little bit more about this car just in case you haven't seen one, and we'll go over what some of our plans are for this car for the future. As you guys can see, we've got a gauge display already. I had this Diablo Trinity sitting around, so we went ahead and plugged it in and it actually does work. So I set it up so we've got knock retard here, boost, and then transmission fluid temp, engine coolant temp, intake air temp, a couple other little things. So pretty neat that it just plugged right in and worked. But let's go ahead and take this thing for a ride. I'm very curious to see what boost this thing makes bone stock as it is with an old blower belt on it. So let's rip it and see what it does. All right, does look like the gauges are working. So we'll see if we can get it into boost here in a second and just see what it does. We'll turn the AC off in a minute as well. But I have to say the interior of this thing for its year is actually pretty sweet. It's got heads-up display. This thing rides amazing. It does have air shock conversion in the back to get rid of the factory air ride suspension. So that's pretty cool. Already took care of that for us. It does have a sunroof. We haven't opened it. He said he hadn't opened it in years, so I don't think we're gonna chance it. But it is there if we did want it, so that's pretty cool. We'll turn our AC off and see what we've got for boost on this baby. That's 3 pounds already, and I didn't even jump on it yet. You can't really hear the blower though, which is funny. This thing's silent. Seven, 8. Looks like it makes about 8 pounds, which is pretty cool. I was expecting right around the 5 mark, to be honest. It gets up and goes pretty decent for a Buick. I'm sure this thing's got to be heavy. It's literally like driving your couch around. It's actually extremely comfortable. Yeah, it makes right about 8 pounds at its max. This thing actually rips pretty good. You do not expect it for a Buick like this. I'm way too excited for this thing. You can definitely hear the blower chirp a little bit. The blower belt, it's definitely shot. It's dry rotted. We'll definitely put a better belt on this thing. But like I said, we'll let you guys know some of our future plans for this thing and some ideas we've had. when we get back to the house, and then you guys can let us know what you think we should do with it. So let's head back to the house and we'll take a look around this thing. So as you guys seen, we just took this thing for a little ride, and I have to say it actually rips pretty good for how big of a car it is. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with these, this is a 1999 Buick Park Avenue Ultra, and what the Ultra means is that it has the 3.8 liter 3800 with the M90 supercharger. So let's go ahead and take a quick look around this thing. So as you guys can see, we got it cleaned up today. We just hit it with a quick wash, cleaned the wheels a little bit. They're still a little rough. We are missing the center caps, but it's a nice pearl white. Now, I will say there's a couple little spots on the car, but for what we paid for this thing, it's pretty clean. As you guys can see, the vinyl on the rear section of the roof here is pretty rough. We might try to figure something out there, but for the $1,100 that we paid for this car, it is extremely clean. And yes, $1,100. So I am pretty confident in saying this is the cheapest supercharged car that we could have found on Facebook Marketplace, and it was turnkey, ready to go. So if you guys are looking for a fun little daily, I would daily the crap out of this thing. It's like driving your couch around, and for $1,100, you really can't go wrong. And there is actually quite a bit of aftermarket support for it. So as you guys can see, we have a small M90 blower on this thing. The previous owner said that the snout has been redone, which we believe because it is fresher paint. So it looks to be in really good shape. This one here has 130,000 miles on it, so it's still relatively fresh and it runs really strong. Now, as you guys can see, here's a little insight into the future of this car. We already picked up a ZZP belt wrap kit that I found on Facebook Marketplace. We're trying to track down an intercooler for it, a smaller pulley. We're going to do some meth injection. We've got a whole bunch of plans for this thing. Probably pull the blower off and hand port it ourselves. See if we can't get some gains there, make an intake for it, and then of course modify the exhaust. Now, we don't want this thing to be too ridiculous. We still want to be able to have a little fun with it and drive it around, but we're definitely going to go ahead and do the U-bend delete, which is very common on these cars, and then also just open it up a little bit and let this thing breathe. So like I said, it's in really good shape. We're super happy with the purchase, and once again, like I said, we paid $1,100 for this thing, turnkey, ran perfectly, and we've already driven it around without doing anything to it but washing it. So interior is in pretty good shape. I think I showed you guys that, a little bit of that the other night. But once again, all in all, super happy with it. And for $1,100, I'd buy 3 or 4 of them. So as always, I appreciate you guys for checking out the channel. Let me know what you think about the Buick, and let me know down in the comments if you guys have any good names for it. We're thinking about calling it Pearl, since it's got a pearl white paint job. So make sure to let me know down in the comments below what you guys think and what you think we should do with this car. As you can see, we do already have some things planned. So as always, I appreciate you guys for checking out the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and check us out on all of our other social media platforms: Facebook, TikTok, and Bought to Build Official on Instagram. And we will catch you on the next one. Dude, this thing rips. Like, low-key, this thing rips.
It really does.
Now that we're back at the house after picking up our new car, it's time to go ahead and lock the trailer up. So as you guys can see, we've got it back here where we put it, and we're gonna go ahead and get our bolt lock trailer lock installed. So as you guys seen earlier, we went ahead and used this one to lock the trailer to the truck, and we have the one that locks the pin for the hitch. So now we're gonna go ahead and undo that one and get this one set up so that we can keep our trailer nice and locked and safe when we're not hooked up to it. So let's get this one off, that one on, and I'll show you guys how it works. So it's as simple as just using your ignition key. You just turn it, and then this one will pull off. We can set this one off to the side for a minute. Get our trailer disconnected here. All right, now we can go ahead and put our new bolt lock trailer lock in place. So we've got our pieces here, same deal. We use our ignition key. This one's spring loaded. You can pop the trailer pin off. We're gonna take this and our pin. Put this on. And you can just slide the pin through. whichever one fits your trailer best. Ours happens to fit on here like this best. So we can go ahead, take our lock. That's locked in place. And then as an added safety measure, I'm gonna go ahead and use the same lock we used when we were towing to lock this thing open. Just like so. All right, now we've got this thing locked up. This trailer is nice, locked and safe, and it isn't going anywhere. So a huge thank you to BOLTLOCK for all of our trailer locks. Make sure to go check those guys out.